Hi guys. Happy Saturday, Sunday. Happy Sunday. My name is Tina and I come on social media to share my journey. The journey that I'm sharing is my weight loss journey. Let me just see if I can. Let's try that just in case. So, the journey that I'm sharing is that I went from a type 2 diabetic in June of last year to a non diabetic pretty quickly in 8 months. And so I like to share the symptoms that I had. I like to share the signs that I ignored. I like to share when I found out, what it was like when I found out about it, and what my doctor said to me about it, if anything at all. Right. So that's what I like to talk about in my lives. I also like to have conversations. So if anybody wants to ask me anything or talk to me or share anything that they have, I'm happy to talk to you about it. So, again, my name is Tina, and I am 54 years old, and I live in Massachusetts. And I am a mom of three amazing children with two girlfriends that live with us. Actually, one's a fiance now. Actually, my son got engaged recently, so it's pretty exciting. Um, and I am a single mom, and so I am 54 years old, and I work a sedentary job. I work from home. I work from my desk, and what I do is it's computer work. But I went to the doctor's last year for a regular normal, doctor's appointment. And when I went to get my blood work, it came back that I was a severe type 2 diabetic. And when I say severe is that my A1C came back at 11.5. And a normal A1C is 5.7 or below. So I'm gonna turn my light on because I think it's dark on here. Hold on one second. I'm right back. Just gonna turn my light on. Um, see if that helps a little bit. Brighten it up. It's a rainy day here in Massachusetts. I don't know if it's rainy where you are, but it's rainy here. Let me see if I can pull this up a little bit. Get some sunlight in here. Hi guys, sorry about that. Okay, so anyways, my name is Tina, and I come on here to share my journey, my health journey, what I learned, how to heal my body naturally from a type 2 diabetic to a non-diabetic, and I did it in uh 8 months. So that was pretty exciting. I found out from my doctor June of last year that I had crossed over as a diabetic instead of just being pre-diabetic, and it was 11.5 is what it registered. And I don't know if you've ever had your blood work done. 11.5 is pretty dangerous. It's double what it's supposed to be, right? So you're supposed to be a 5.7. So I was double what I was supposed to be. My doctor told me the only options I had was to go to CVS, which is our local pharmacy, and pick up my medication. And she said medicine was the only thing that was going to solve my diabetes, and that was it. And so I came home and did some research and found that is not true. So there are other options. You are able to type 2 diabetes, you can reverse without medication. You don't need medication for it. You can do it if you want. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying the options are there that you can do it without, right? So that's why I come to share. I share it because my doctor didn't talk about it. She didn't share anything with me about it. She didn't tell me about it. It wasn't even an option. Well, because she's also an MD, so I get that. She's a doctor of medicine, so I totally understand that she felt medication was the only way to fix my situation. But I did it without that. So that's the other part that's pretty exciting. So, anyways, if anybody wants to, I am gonna Mountain Dew. So it's funny. That was one of my favorite things to have, Mountain Dew, and it's terribly sugar in it for me, so I can no longer have it. But anyways, it's funny that you put that because that is was one of my favorite drinks. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them in here. I like this to be an interactive live. I'm happy to talk about what I know. I'm in school to be a certified nutritionist, so I'm doing a little bit of studying more on it than I you know than just my experience. I'm learning a little bit more about it so I can help others. And I am 54 years old, right? So um I'm not a spring chicken, so it was a lot of it was learning. I had to learn and teach myself how to deal with my situation, and I don't want that to be anybody else. I don't want anybody else to have gone through it. I don't want anybody else to be, not know that they have options. This is things like that. So that's what I want to share. So, let's see. So there are signs of diabetes, and I don't know if anybody in here has any. anybody they know themselves or anybody that they know that has any symptoms. So I'm going to go over the symptoms that I had and how I excuse them away, right? So your body will tell you for your body will tell you for, you know, 10 years that there's problems. It'll tell you for 10 years that you have a problem, that there is um there's some signs, there's what you're eating isn't working, whatever it is, not exercising, not eating, not drinking enough water, whatever the problem is, and that there's a problem with your insulin in your body, and there's a problem with your glucose in your body, and you don't realize it, right? Because for a long time, your liver tries to keep up and your kidneys try to keep up. And for a long time, it works until it doesn't, right? Until your liver is full, until your kidneys are full, until you're having some problems. If the glucose is in your eyes, then you get blurry vision. The glucose is in your brain, you get brain fog and Alzheimer's and dementia. That's how that happens. Glucose in your heart, right? Is insulin resistance of your heart, is heart disease, it's fatty liver. There's so many things. And it seems so bizarre to you because sugar is so good, right? It tastes good, makes you feel good. It's in everything. Unfortunately, sugar is in everything and anything that you can find is sugar. So that's the hard part, is that it's everywhere, right? So I was addicted to it, and it's a very addictive thing. Sugar is very addictive, unfortunately. It's like I said, it's in everything. You have to make conscious decisions to not choose it. Your body only needs this every day. One square or whatever you call it of sugar, a cube of sugar to survive, right? So, like my friend mentioned Mountain Dew on here, Mountain Dew has, I can't even imagine how many cubes of sugar it has in it. So, already just one little can can set you off to way more than you need. So now you take in that sugar, you take it in, you put it in your stomach, gets to your your intestines, and there's no need of it, right? So your little phalanges will grab something from it and try to bring it into your system. If there's no nutritional value, it'll bring it and it'll put it into your system, but there's no place for it, right? So it's supposed to go when you eat something that you're supposed to have. It gets to your stomach, goes to your intestines, and your phalanges give it to the insulin. And it's supposed to go to your cells, and your cells are what is supposed to take that nutrients and use it for energy, right? But if your cells, if what you're giving it is glucose, or if it's already too much glucose in your cells, or if your cells are just overpowered with glucose and sugar, it'll shut down. That becomes insulin resistance. And so 93% of Americans are adults, 93% of adults are insulin resistant. 30% of our children are insulin resistant. So it's a high number. It's way too much because unfortunately, our kids will get the same. We feed them what we eat. They see what we eat, so we feed them that way. So that's how it happens. Unfortunately, the modern diet, the food that we can get for our kids is just, it's highly processed. There's a lot of processed food. There's a lot of food with carbs. There's a lot of food with, fried foods and things like that are convenient and easy. And you think it's cheaper to buy processed foods and quick foods, and it may be cheaper at the register, but in the long run it's not, because now once you become diabetic or you have heart disease or you have kidney disease or liver disease, now there's a problem with, you're going to have to worry about doctor's visits, medications. So at the register, the cheap processed foods, the things that are not one ingredient, they may be good for now, but in the long run, it's going to be bad, right? Because it's something that your body can't break down. Your body can't break down all of the processed, all of the fried. So then it stores it. Then you go from a fat burner to a fat store, which you don't want to do either. You don't want to store it. It's okay to store a little bit because your body uses that for energy, right? But you don't want to store too much. And then that's why the big belly comes up, the love handles, you get overweight, it gets visceral fat, which gets around your organs, which is bad, around your heart, around your livers and your kidneys, all of those things. So you don't want to have that visceral fat build up at all. You want to be able to burn it. So the good thing about, um, what I've done to reverse my diabetes. Well, I did three steps. I did one step was I did time restricted eating. I do fasting. I do from 16 to 8, which means 16 hours. I don't eat, and I eat my main meals, two meals during the 8 hours. And so During that 16-hour time, I stop eating before bed, and somewhere around, 2 o'clock in the morning, my stomach is done burning the food that my stomach is done burning the food that was in my stomach from dinner. And then then what it'll do is, yes, I might feel a little hungry. I'm asleep, but a little hungry, but your body will switch. Your body will switch to what you have stored. So that's the good thing, right? So you wanted to do that. You wanted to go from the food that you had in your stomach, you want to get to the food that you've had stored. It's great. That's your love handles, any weight you have in your belly, or anywhere you have it, you want to use that for energy because your muscles need glucose for energy to survive, right? So some people ask, like, and I don't know if anybody does this, if anybody checks their sugars when they get up in the morning. So when you check your glucose in the morning, it may be high. And it is because your body, as you wake up, will grab glucose, will grab energy from the muscles or from wherever it is to wake you up, to get you going. So it'll spike it a little bit. So that's okay. I was told not to check your blood sugar too close first thing when you get up, just for that reason. Your body is grabbing what it can to get you up out of bed and get your day going. So it will be a little bit higher. But if you wait a little bit, if you definitely check it before you eat, because I think you'll be amazed with how when you check it, a little bit later, how low your sugars are. Mine stay with around 78, 80 all day long. And I think it's now, before it was my fasting glucose, sorry, was 292, which is dangerous. That was fasting. That was after hours of, 13, 14 hours of not eating. This was before I decided to make the changes when I found out I was a diabetic. And 292 is very dangerous. That was fasting. I can't even imagine what it was, you know, um, after that. Like, what it was if I had eaten something. It must have been like the 500s. I don't really know. That wasn't the test that we took. So I'm grateful for that. But anyway, so I do the time restricted eating. I do 16 and 8. You don't have to do that. You can do it. Some people do a whole 24 hours. Some people just do 10 hours, 12 hours. The reason why you want to fast is it helps bring down your glucose. It gives your body a chance to use the glucose that it has, keep it down low. Um, how Australia lost a war. Oh, I don't, if you tell about how Australia lost a war. So I don't know much about that. If you would like to teach us, Marshy, I would love for you to tell me that. I'm happy to learn everything. I don't know much about it. I come on to talk about my health journey, but I'm absolutely happy to talk about whatever you would like to talk about. Um I'm so sorry that I don't know. I feel bad that I don't know much about what to say about that. But if you'd like to talk about it, please do. I'm happy to share, anything I can inside the group. I'm happy to do that. I just come on to share my journey because I know that there are tons of people who are insulin resistant or pre-diabetic or diabetic or know somebody that are. Hi, how are you? Thank you very much for joining. I'm happy that you're here. It is Sunday afternoon here. I'm in the States, in the United States. I'm in Massachusetts. So it's Sunday at 4:30. What time is it where you guys are? Where are you guys all tuning in from? I would love to know. I'd love to learn some more from you. Okay, so if you have something you want to talk about, please put it in there, and I'll try to keep up with I'll look at the comments. Um, But I do want to go through 10 rules to reverse your type 2 diabetes. And it may not be for you. It could be somebody that you know. That's really what I come on for, is to share that. But I will keep check of the comments because I'd love to hear what you guys want to talk about for sure. Okay, so your body will give you signs for years before you become a diabetic. It's telling you, listen, there's problems. Pay attention, pay attention. We don't, unfortunately. I didn't. I ignored the signs. I kept saying, give excuses. I would say, oh, I'm just getting older, or I'll just drink more water. I just need to be more active. Like, there's so many things that I that I ignored, right? So let me just go through a couple of these signs that I had, and so maybe they will resonate with you, right? So I had IBS, terrible IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, to the point that it would definitely take charge of my life. I would have to be careful where I was going, what I was eating, where I was, because it was just I never really knew when my stomach was going to get upset, so that was terrible. Bloating, I had lots of bloating, lots of inflammation. My face was very puffy all the time. My hands were puffy, my feet, my legs. I had a lot of bloating because I was storing everything. Um, uh, Amasi, is that is that how I say it? Miso, miso. It's very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. 13 years old. It's 11:40 p.m. What are you doing awake? You should be asleep. You should be asleep. It's late. Don't let me keep you up. You should try to get some sleep. Thank you so much for joining. Bloating and inflammation. So inflammation is the same idea. I would just have all kinds of aches and pains, and that was from inflammation. Skin tags. I don't know if you guys know anything about them around your neck. You get these skin tags, and some people would say they were from rubbing your shirt on you. It's not. It is your body with insulin resistance, and it was showing you signs. Hunger after you eating. I just did a great video about what it's like when you get hungry after you eat, and it's because um, if you have carbs first, your body will spike and it'll drop. It'll spike and it'll drop. So that's how, and then what happens with the carbs is you're going to be hungry because it burns quicker. So then you'll be hungry after that. Constantly tired, PCOS for women, just have a hard time getting pregnant, have a hard time with your periods, brain fog, belly fat, trouble losing weight, bloating and puffiness in my face. And so, like I said, I had that. I don't any longer. Mood swings, very bad mood swings, anxiety and depression, and neuropathy. I don't know if anybody knows anything about neuropathy, but it is very painful in your fingers and your toes. So that's one thing that I like to talk about. Neuropathy. It's like the burning and the tingling in your fingers and your toes. Something that I don't wish on anybody. I used to sleep with my legs up. I didn't understand what was going on. It was a terrible thing to go through. Okay, so I'm gonna go through quickly 10 rules to reversing type 2. And the reason why I think they're good is I'll discuss them, but I think these are fantastic things to go by. And if you can't do all 10, that's okay. Just do a little bit. Do a little bit at a time. Add new things to your routine. It will make a difference. Okay. So the first rule, number one, is delay breakfast. And the reason what I mean by that is that's what I was talking about, time restricted eating. When you do fasting, if you fast overnight and don't eat overnight, you stop eating at say 7 o'clock, don't eat all night. And then you don't have your first meal till noon. And you delay your breakfast. I'm not saying don't eat breakfast. Most of the time I do have. Okay. Okay. 2 weeks off. So it's like a vacation. So we're in what? May. So it's like your vacation. Oh, that is so nice. A holiday in Saudi Arabia called Eid, Ed, Eid, Eid, and we get 2 weeks off of school and we have a party and we give gifts. That's amazing. When is your party? When do you get to have your party? Is it tomorrow or did you already have it? That's exciting. I like that. So the first thing is you delay your breakfast. You don't have it first thing in the morning. You delay it for a little bit longer, or eat more protein, which is something that I was not doing. I was having way more carbs than I was protein. Eat more protein. Eat fiber before carbs. So fiber is taken out of it's stripped from our food because carbs will keep. I'm sorry, fiber will keep you full longer. If they take the fiber out, you're more apt to eat more, right? Because it didn't fill you up. You don't get that satiated feeling, so you're going to eat more. So it's the modern food environment. We're able to do that and blow it up and give you some more food. Sadly, but it's true. Cut out sugar, which was a tough thing. Like I told you, it's very addicting. Sugar is very addicting. It was something I was addicted to. It took me some time to give it up, but without it, I feel so much better, and I don't have to eat all day long because I'm not addicted to that sugar. walk after meals. That is a fun one. That is something I got a walking pad for under my desk, but that one, if you walk, work, exercise, or walk after you eat, it will bring down your glucose, which is what you want to do. You want to keep your glucose low and steady. That's a really exciting thing. Eliminate snacks. There's no such thing as a healthy snack because it will spike your insulin in between, and so you don't really need to snack. You actually, for 13, don't listen to any of this because you're too young for this. So I don't want to change anything. I want you to do whatever your parents tell you to do. But this is for people. I talk about people who are insulin resistant, who have diabetes. I am please do not change the what you're do whatever your parents are doing is absolutely fine. Um so it's asking me to add a Q and A sticker. That was cute. Okay. So eliminating snacks, lift weights. So weights are very important because it will you use a lot of glucose in your muscles. And so if you it's really important to have to burn your muscles, right? To use the glucose in your muscles to work out. So it will help you keep your glucose down. Drink more water, which is important. So step 9 is sleep 7 hours. That is a little hard to do. Some people have a hard time sleeping 7 hours, but if you can do it, is um well, now I'm afraid. Now I'm afraid I'm gonna say it wrong again. I do think your name is very pretty. So Misso, so is it because is it shorter or is the A silent? Is that why that's why it's either so Amasi or Misso? So is it do they take the A out? Is that how you say it? So you must think that we talk a little crazy over here in United States. We have definitely different accents than you guys do. And it's funny if I say it right with, being over here, I would think I would have a different pronunciation of it. But I'm very glad that I said it right because I always get so worried that I'm going to say somebody's name incorrectly. That's oh, okay, it's your nickname. Okay, well that's good. I like that. I don't have a nickname. My name is Tina Marie, and so that's it. There's no nickname. But I do have some people in my family that have nicknames. I don't. Um, Mom, I guess. My kids call me mom. That's the only other name that I have. Otherwise, it's Tina. And the number 10 thing that I'll talk about, last thing I'll talk about is to lower your stress. Stress is a terrible thing for your body. So if you can lower your stress, I think that you'll find you'll have a very have success in your health journey. If you are on a health journey, health journeys are fun. I've learned a lot from it. I'm in school to be a certified nutritionist, so I'm learning a ton about it, about our bodies and how food can affect us with our exercise, with our brain function, with our and our performances and whatever we're doing. It's amazing. Food is such a it's a healer. It can heal you. It can also hurt you. That's the other problem. It's a flip side to it if you're not eating correctly. Tell me about your type of diet that you have in Saudi Arabia. So, do you have a lot of do you guys have a lot of meats over there or is it tell me about your diet. What kind of food do you eat? So we eat meat here. Thank you so much. You're very sweet for saying that. Um we do a lot of protein here. My kids love protein. I don't eat seafood. I wish I did. I know my kids eat seafood, so that makes me very happy because I know seafood is really good for the kids. I don't like it for whatever reason. I didn't ever like it. So that's what happens. But okay. And you know what? My sister doesn't eat any pork either. And because she says it's gross because pigs are dirty, she said. So yeah, so my sister doesn't eat it either, and she says the same thing that pigs are dirty, so you shouldn't eat their meat. Um, so what do you have? Chicken and turkey, maybe, or can you have steak and beef? And I wonder why can't you eat pig? Is it because of that? Because it's just dirty, or is it a religious thing? I always wondered that. I wonder why. Um, like I said, my sister doesn't eat pork for that reason. She said she thinks it's the shit pigs are dirty, so she doesn't want to eat their food, which, could be true. Could be true. I don't really know. Um, but we do eat a lot of chicken here and beef. I don't know about you if you guys have beef. What other things do you guys like to have to eat? Do you have certain so if you're having a holiday, you must have special foods for your holiday, do you? Here like Thanksgiving, we have turkey, that's our thing. And then different holidays, Christmas, we have Chinese food at Christmas time, but there's a lot of different things that people have for part of their holiday traditions, and I'm sure you guys must have something, for your time. Anybody else? If anybody else has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Like I said, my name is Tina, and I come on to talk about my journey from going from a type 2 diabetic to a non-diabetic, and I did in 8 months naturally. I used no medication. I did it with food. I did it with food, exercise, and just time restricted eating were the basic things that I did. It's a very simple process that I followed, and I'm grateful for it. So I want to share it with others in case anybody else is suffering with those things that we talked about. We talked about bloating, inflammation, skin tags, tired, erectile dysfunction, well, PCOS, brain fog, belly fat. Um, oh, he's probably not wrong. He's probably not wrong. I feel like pigs are, yeah, they're dirty. Makes complete sense. They eat anything. So then when you think about it, you turn around eating with, so maybe he's on to something. Absolutely 100%. I understand that. I do. I appreciate that. And I understand that. So have you ever, so when people, I'm fairly new to live here on YouTube. I don't usually do that, but I thought I would give it a try and see, what happens. I do a lot of lives on TikTok. I do some lives on Facebook, but mainly TikTok every day. So I thought I would try YouTube and see what it was like. Do people do lives here on YouTube? I know you can, obviously, because I'm here, but do people do them? It's pretty fun. I kind of like it. I need to learn my YouTube channel a little bit better so I can grow it. I don't have a ton of followers, but maybe. So maybe you can follow me now. We can be friends. But I don't wanna hold you up. It's, probably midnight by now, you should be getting to bed. Um, but I just wanted to come on and talk to people, introduce myself, and I hope that you have a very nice rest of your 2-week holiday. I think that's fantastic, and I hope you have some good plans. I thank you so much. I didn't know. I've never done that. I'm gonna have to flip through and see if I can see, what's on live, but this is exciting. So I have a new friend now, and now you have to keep in touch with me and tell me all about your holiday and what you're learning and what you're doing. You probably have some fun with your family, which I think is great. Do you have any brothers and sisters? I have 4 sisters. Yeah, I have 4 sisters, and I had a brother. My brother passed away, but I have 4 sisters and a brother. Um, but he passed away. But yeah, that's it. And so I have three sons of my own now. I have 3 boys. Um, and I'm very happy. I love being a mom. I really do. Guys, I don't want to bother anybody, so I'm going to let you go. I just wanted to check in and see if there's anybody here on YouTube that has any questions or problems they want to address when it comes to their metabolic health. If not, I can let you go. And um, oh, thank you for subscribing. You have 2 younger sisters. Yeah, I'm the oldest, so I'm the oldest as well. I'm the oldest of the 5 girls. So we have a lot in common. I appreciate that. I'll be able to go back and subscribe to you too as well. But now see we have a lot in common. I'm the oldest, you're the oldest, so now you know. It's fun. It's been a good time. I appreciate it. But I am gonna let you go because now I know it's almost midnight. You should get some sleep so you can have enjoy your day tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. It's a holiday here. It's Memorial Day, so we don't have to work tomorrow. But Normally I would have to work on Monday, but I don't tomorrow. But it's been very nice to talk with you. I don't know how that goes if we can talk inside of YouTube. I don't know that. You know how there's like DMs, you can do DMs in Facebook and stuff. I don't know if you can do that in YouTube, but if there is, I hope we keep in touch. I would love to learn about your holidays and what you do. And I hope that you have a good day with your sisters tomorrow. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but um, I think I'm going to stay home and do some house stuff. We have a lot of house cleaning to do, which is fun, but it's a lot of work. But guys, I'm going to let you go. It is late for you. And I just wanted to check in and say hello. But I hope you have a good day. It's very nice chatting with you. Enjoy the rest of your holiday.